Americans, what is the rest of the world not ready to hear? KFC will have a new seasoning on the chicken sandwiches. Most of you guys are getting pretty fat too. MASH is better without the laugh track. California is the 5th largest economy in the world. Americans are not the only annoying tourists in the world. We can be bad, sure. But I have met plenty of assholes from all sorts of countries visiting. Sometimes reading through Reddit you get the sense that the only people in the world with bad travel manners are Americans. Europe has a racism problem as well. I moved from America to Europe and y'all jump through so many hoops to pretend that America is the only place with racism despite how blaringly blatant it is in Europe. Many of y'all are just as fucked up, we're just louder. The dumbest Americans often speak the loudest. McDonald's is not the only building in America. After watching Reddit collectively shit on the US for like a decade, this thread is cathartic. We have a buttload of fresh water. When the climate crisis is in full impact, we will still have usable water in the country. America is more welcoming than most other countries. For example, I've been living in Korea for almost 3 years. I could speak the language perfectly, interact with the community, learn the customs and traditions, and yet I still wouldn't be considered Korean, or even be looked at as a Korean citizen. I wouldn't belong, because I don't look Korean. But in the US, you can be from pretty much anywhere and be accepted as an American. You might look African, Asian, European, but you would be considered American. And you would belong. And it's awesome. The US is one of the most welcoming places in the world. America isn't the only country with problems. Most Americans, be they liberal or conservative, are not nearly as hateful as you might assume from reading Reddit posts or watching American news programs. Not all Americans have money at it. Most don't. Despite there being an obesity epidemic, there are many children who are hungry. Unfortunately, the foster care system is a worse outcome sometimes. We have many hungry children. We are not a monolith. The difference in culture between states, even counties or towns, can be massive. Making a generalized statement about Americans is really just disingenuous. We have more cities than New York, LA, and Miami. It's not just these 3 places and the rest is flyover country. Also, our country is huge. The bigger states, like mine, PA, you can drive for 6 hours in one direction and still be in the same state. I remember my family had to tell an English couple that was going to be in Erie for a week or 2 that we wouldn't be able to meet them for tea since we're on the opposite side of the state. That goes for flights, too. You won't be able to visit New York, LA, and Miami all in 1 or 2 weeks. Everyone likes to harp on our past of slavery, but we didn't invent. Nor were we the biggest ones to do it. If we cast a light upon other countries' past, they would look bad also. Humans in general are incredibly shitty throughout time. We aren't the only country with a racist history.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.